"Dad's outnumbered, and the enemy can see everything he does," Maddie said. "He can't surprise them. I thought if I could get some men and stage a surprise attack on the enemy from the rear, that would give him a chance to break out." While the traitor Diamond assumed that Maddie had been confined in the South Tower with her mother, the apprentice ranger had discovered a series of secret tunnels and stairways that allowed her to move freely in and out of the castle. Maddie had infiltrated a Red Fox clan assembly and overheard Diamond's plan to attack Castle Araluen and trap her father and his men in the north. Now she had returned to the castle and made her way to the 9th floor, where she and Cassandra were formulating a plan to aid her father. Cassandra considered the idea. "It would work," she said, "but where would you find the men?" Maddie shrugged. "I thought maybe I could mobilize the army," she said. The castle only maintained a small regular garrison. The army was made up of men-at-arms, knights and foot soldiers from the surrounding farms and villages, who could be called up in the event of war or other danger. Cassandra shook her head. "It'd take too long to gather them," she said, "and Diamond would quickly get wind of what you were doing." She stood up and began pacing the room, her brow furrowed in concentration. "We can hold out here indefinitely," she said, "but what we need to do is find a way to break your father and Gilan out of this hill fort. Then, if they march south and hit Diamond from behind, we can break out here at the same time and attack him from both sides. You say there's a tunnel into the gatehouse?" she asked, and Maddie nodded. "Then you could lower the drawbridge and let Horace and Gilan's men in." She turned, pacing again, her mind working overtime. "But if you're going to have to launch a surprise attack on the force holding Horace and Gilan, you'll need men, good fighting men, the kind who will put the fear of the devil into those Red Fox scum." Her voice trailed off as she racked her brains for an idea. Then her brow cleared, and she looked at her daughter with a wide smile on her face. "And I think I know just the men you need," she said. Cassandra moved to the window, looking out over the green parkland below. There was a positive note in her voice that hadn't been there previously, and Maddie looked up curiously. "So tell me," Maddie said. "The Scandians," her mother replied. For a moment, Maddie was confused. "What Scandians?" "Hal and his men, the Heron brotherband." Cassandra's manner was becoming more positive by the minute. "They're due back from the coast any day now." "But why should they help us?" Maddie asked. "Because they're old friends and allies. We helped them when the Temujai tried to invade their country years ago, and we organized the ransom when the Eridans captured their Obajal. They owe us, and they're not the kind of people to forget a debt." "If you say so." Maddie didn't share her mother's confidence that the Scandians would immediately come to their aid, but Cassandra knew the sea wolves better than she did. There was another point, however. "Aren't there only 12 of them?" Cassandra smiled. 12 Scandians. Your father says one Scandian is the equivalent of 3 normal soldiers. If a dozen of them hit the Sonderlanders from the rear in a surprise attack, they'll cause the sort of panic and confusion you'll be looking for. Take my word for it. "I suppose you're right," Maddie conceded. "But how will I get in touch with them?" Cassandra walked over to a large-scale map of Araluen on the wall. Maddie followed her and waited as her mother studied the map, running a finger along the river Semeth as she talked to herself. "Let's see." They headed down the Semeth to the sea. The wrecked wolf ship was here. She stabbed her finger on the coast at a point south of the mouth of the Semoth. Hal said they'd be back in around 10 days. So you've got a few days left.